If you want me to love you, then you have to be this person that I say you are. If you dare decide to be yourself, then you have to do that without me. Welcome to the Black Mother Wound podcast, where we center the stories of Black women as we heal from the painful relationships with our mothers. Welcome to the Black Mother Wound podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Arnice. Welcome back, y'all. Happy Tuesday, or whatever day it is that you are listening to this episode. I'm glad that you're here. And we had a little break last week, but we're back. Okay, because your girl's got to take care of herself. I know you understand because I know you're doing the same thing. So today, housekeeping. I know I haven't been asking for my reviews because I forgot, because your girl got all type of stuff going on. Please go and leave a review. I'm still on, I still have this goal of 1,000 reviews by the end of December. And we've got about 6 weeks left. And enough of y'all listen that I think we can do it. So please go to Apple, leave a 5-star review and a couple sentences about why you love the podcast. Go to Spotify, leave a 5-star review. Go to YouTube, leave a comment and a like. This means a lot for the show and the community, okay? Also, I know that a lot of you all have the Resolve on Demand, which is my Resolve program, and it's like a self-study. After listening to y'all, okay, and my emails and in my DMs, I have decided to bring back Resolve Live for the end of the year. And this is going to be Resolve Evolved. So there's going to be some things that are similar, some things that are different from the last course, still talking about healing, but we're going to do more real-time work so you all can learn how to create these habits, because a lot of y'all are asking me, how long is it going to take? What does this mean? How do I do this? How often should I do it? There's a little more care you all need, so I want to provide that. The course starts December 7th. If you're interested, there's a link in the show notes and the description, whether you're listening to the podcast or you're watching it on YouTube. So just click that link and sign up for the wait list. And in a couple of weeks, I'll have emails going out so you have the opportunity to join. And I'm so excited because you don't want to go into 2026 on the same bullshit that you was on in 2025. And if you've been listening to me all year, but you haven't worked with me, this is where all the things that you've been learning through the podcast that we're going to be implementing. And you're going to be in a community of like-minded women. And it's going to be the most amazing start to your 2026. Okay. 2026 will not be the same as 2025. Okay. That's the goal always in this ever evolving healing journey. Love ya. Okay. Now to the business at hand. Today's topic is about growing up and never really being seen by your mother. She did not see your potential. She did not see your greatness. She did not see all you had to offer the world. And we didn't even know that she didn't see us. We thought that who she saw us as was who we were, and who we believed or felt that we were outside of her perception of us was wrong. So we came into the game with being gaslit. We came into the game being forced to self-abandon because we wanted to line up with who she saw us as, even if it wasn't good. And I can already feel my emotions high on this topic because this is something that I'm still working on and that I probably will always be working on. And when you have a mother who deems you as only worthy of her love and approval, when you can match up with her trauma and be the filler in the gaps of her own life, you learn to do that in all your relationships, right? And the hard part is it starts so early in our lives. And as a baby, we don't know our existence in and of itself. We only know our existence by how our mother responds to our needs, how she responds to when we communicate with her. It teaches us who we are. It teaches us what's safe, what's not safe. It teaches us how we have to engage with the world. It teaches us our self-esteem, our level of intelligence. It shapes us. Everything that we become, all the quirks, the things that we call our personality, when you don't have a emotionally mature mother, you will get a viewpoint of yourself through a mirror that has been cracked, that has been shattered, that is distorted, that is dirty. And we take that to be who we are, right? And so when we have this inner conflict, but you know what? I'll say this. You don't even know it's an inner conflict. You just think you're wrong. So if you're someone who is really steeped in judgment of who you are, if you're someone who is very hard on yourself and you don't think that you're good at whatever the thing is, if you have issues trusting yourself, if you have issues making decisions, these are all components of an inner conflict you have between who your mother sees you as and who you've learned to be versus the authentic, genuine version of yourself. And that conflict then creates exhaustion, irritation, emotional shutdown. It makes us paranoid. And it makes us police ourselves in a way that we can never rest because there's no answer, because we're still trying to find the link between who we naturally are, right? The things we like, the things we're interested in, our passions, our goals, our dreams. We're trying to match that up with the limited view that she has given us of ourselves. And not only has she given us this limited view of ourselves, we've also been taught by her that the only way to get love from her is to maintain that limited view of ourselves. So it's like, if you want me to love you, then you have to be this person that I say you are. And decide, if you dare decide to be yourself, then you have to do that without me. And that type of emotional terrorism keeps us chained and locked in a life that is not meant for us. It's just not meant for us. And when we are chained to this life that's not meant for us, it impacts all of our choices. It impacts our careers, our relationships, our friendships, how we parent, where we live, down to what we eat. Do you understand? When you grow up with a mother who cannot see you, she cannot see your innate value, your innate worth, you don't see it for yourself. And therefore, you believe that you don't deserve certain things. And because you believe it, you make choices based off of that belief, right? And then we look up and it's like, was it even worth it? Because guess what? She still ain't motherfucking satisfied. You have given up your sense of self-worth to be a loving daughter. And guess what? She still wants more. Everybody still wants more. And what happens is you end up trying to split the fence, trying to do both, trying to be loved by her and be herself. So you're trying to teach her who you are, teach her how to see you, teach her how to be a good mother, to you so you can then be yourself and have her at the same time. And that's the centering of the relationship with her. Because how can I, not even how can I, do I want to go through the heartache and the grief of not having her? Do I want to go through the judgment? Do I want to have to sit with the shame? Is it better to just suck it up and try and spoon feed her the real version of who you are, hoping that she gets it? Because the last thing you want to do is have to admit that she taught you to be someone who abandons yourself, that she taught you to be someone who doesn't prioritize her needs or her desires and her dreams. Because whoever wants to fucking believe that that was what she spent all her fucking time doing with us. And now we got to go back to it and fix it, right? And I want to say this, and this is why the mother wound is a generational wound. She was also not seen. The mirror that she looked in from her mother, from society, we got patriarchy, misogyny, systematic racial oppression, capitalism, all those things on the shoulders of Black women. So the mirror was always cracked. So she's like, well, I had a cracked mirror. What else can I show you but a cracked mirror? The thing is, we're all so oblivious to the impact of not having a mother who sees the best in us, who bigs us up, who gasses us up, who lets us know, bitch, you special. You got the sauce. You're the one. And I will always have your back. Like when you don't grow up with someone who builds confidence in you, then you're spending the rest of your fucking life trying to create a foundation under a house that's already fucking built. It's one thing to lay the foundation first and then build it. But here we are with the cracked foundation and we got to go in and excavate and become goddamn emotional engineers in order to settle ourselves up so we don't sink into the ground and just fall to pieces. This is unfair. I can hear it in my own voice because it's like, God damn, this is a lot of work. And it is. And it requires a commitment from us. But my thing is, what else are you going to do with your time? Right? I need you to understand that who you think you are is not the real version of you. And you have the capacity, as long as you're brave enough, to turn over a completely new leaf and begin to build a sense of self-worth and confidence in yourself to where you are your own mother. That this is still reparenting work. And when you don't grow up with a mother who encourages you, believes you, sees who you are, and nurtures that, you begin to think that who you are by default is a bad person. That you are somehow broken because you can't seem to become who she fucking wants you to be. My mother wanted me to be a Bible toting, long jean skirt wearing, cloth doily on my head type of girl. She wanted me to read my Bible every day. She wanted me to want to only read my Bible and pray and show Jesus what a good Christian I was. That's all. That's who she wanted me to be. That was my full personality. There was nothing else she wanted. Oh, besides that, and work hard. Those are the only two things she wanted. Work hard and be a Christian and stay at home. Because being a Christian means stay at home and don't let them boys get between your legs. That was it. And she got a firecracker of a child who loved to have a bang in her face, who loved to have her shirt tied up so her belly button was out, who loved red lipstick, and who, when she grew up, only wanted to be a woman. That's all I wanted to be, was a woman, because nobody told a woman what to do. So there was a constant conflict all my life because I was that little girl all the time. I came out of the womb like that. So I was always in some type of conflict with who she thought I was versus naturally what arose in me, right? And by the time I was a teenager, I was so insecure. I was so self-conscious. I was so worried about what everybody thought of me. I was so afraid to be seen because for my mother, safety was being invisible. Stay below the radar. If they don't see you, they can't hurt you. But I was naturally a boisterous person. I wanted friends. I wanted to be included. I wanted to express myself. But every time I went to do those things, it was like anxiety would overtake me. I would choke on my own goodness because I had been taught so well. I had been taught so well. I was so obedient that even though there was a conflict, I could not let who I was come to the fucking surface. It wasn't until like a little over 10 years ago, I was turning 40, where I was like, oh, she ain't never gonna fuck with me. I could never be who she wants me to be because even the more I am who she wants me to be, it's never good enough. She's gonna want more from me. And I'm always going to be making up for that. And it is not something that anybody should have to go through. It's abusive. It's abusive to grow up with someone who can't see the goodness in you, who can't see the potential in you because they don't know how to cultivate it. And then you don't know how to cultivate it. And then you end up and people call you scatterbrain. They call you lazy. They say you jump from thing to thing. Or they think that you just don't care. But it's like, it's not that. It's like if you understood internally what I'm trying to decide between, because my loyalty has been to my mother all this time. How do I become loyal to myself? How do I see myself when this person never saw it and she was with me all the time? Right? So, what do we do about it? How do we go in and make the changes necessary so that who we really are can come to the surface? Because for me, that's really what this whole journey of healing my mother wound is. It's like, I want to be myself. And I've never been able to do that with her in my life. I've never been able to be comfortable. I've always end up telling myself, oh, you're doing too much, or they're going to think this, or they're going to see it that way. And I'm trying to manage how I'm perceived because I grew up having to manage how my mother perceived me because that would dictate how she felt about me. And everybody wants their mother to love them. Duh, right? So when we're turning the corner, right, this is what we need to remember. This is not a sprint. This is a journey. You've been going down this same road of not seeing yourself as you truly are for decades. Do not think that you're going to just turn it around in 60 days. Okay? That's unrealistic and it's unfair. And it also sets the tone that you're not worth the time. Stop asking how long it's going to take for you to heal. Does it matter? Aren't you worth it? Even if it takes the rest of your fucking life? Why does it have to be any like this end date? I know that we want to start living the life we want to live, but Maybe the life we want to live is just one that where we are loving on ourselves more. Not this result that the world sees, but maybe the goal is just loving on me more, being more understanding of me, right? Maybe that is enough, being patient with myself. So that's what I really need y'all to understand is like, this is not a sprint. This is a journey. The race is not to the swift, right? And the next thing you're going to have to understand is you have to be very honest with yourself. And that's going to take time. I want you all to make a list of who you grew up believing you were based off of your mother and who you are really and what the difference is in that. Even if the person who you are really, you're not even living as that. I want you to write the scariest parts of that down because you need to start to bring it back closer to your heart and embrace it because there's a lot of judgment going on right now. And that judgment is keeping you from seeing the best possible version of who you are. Now, once you've done those two things, you have to create a safe space to start to practice these things. Remember, safety is the first level of autonomy. It's the first level of healing, letting your inner child know, oh, I'm going to create a space for you to break out of whatever mold was created by her that has been reinforced by society, and we're going to undo it piece by piece. You have to let her know she's safe. If you're going to judge her, if you're going to be reminding her that other people won't approve, you're going to draw her back into the closet and she's going to shut down still. And then you're just going to let a little bit of her out every now and then when other people like it. When you do that, you are the villain. It is not good enough. When you do that and you think it's cool to let her go back into her shell and just say, well, I'll just take this little piece of you right here because this is palatable to others. You are doing the same things your mother did to you. So I've really got to hold you accountable, and I'm giving you like the stink eye right now because you cannot start this and then try to manage her becoming her fucking self because you scared, because you haven't taken the time to create a safe space for her. That's what your job is, because she knows who she is. She knows what she likes. She knows what she doesn't like. Your job is to let that unfold and then to get her in the community of like-minded people so they can reinforce this person of who she is in an environment where she's not being judged. That's really all you have to do. It's like kind of letting somebody out and let them run free. And you just sit back and make sure that they're safe and nobody fucks with them. That's all. It's not you reteaching her anything. It is about her unlearning what the emotionally unavailable mother taught us. There's I don't know where I saw this. I'm sure I saw it on Instagram, but they talked about there was this bear and the bear was like in the circus and he was in a cage and it was a small cage. All he did was walk in circles in his cage. And when they let him out of the cage, he still walked in the same small circle. Nothing changed. We are out of the cage because we are adults, but we're walking in the same small ass circle, not realizing that we're free. And I'm here to tell you, you are. But you have to start making a habit of making that circle wider. It doesn't have to start off wide, but with each rotation, it needs to get wider. You should start to see, instead of seeing dirt under your feet, because that's where you've been walking all this time. I want you to start seeing grass under your feet because that's a new place where you haven't been. Is this a new space? Just keep moving. Inch by inch is a cinch. I'm not trying to get you to jump all the way out there in the beginning, but make that circle bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more you do that and realize that no one's coming to punish you, no one's coming to take anything away from you, then you can start to roll in that grass. And then you can start to feel the freedom, embrace that freedom, and continue your expansion, right? It doesn't even matter the direction, just continually expanding because you actually are safe. You make it so. Now, you cannot hold on to the ways that the world wants you to be and the people that are attached to that and make yourself more expansive. And it's not your job to try and take those people with you so that they will get along with you because you're afraid of being alone. You're afraid of being rejected. You're afraid nobody will be there. I know. It's hard because you're like, who will I be if I become myself? Who will like me? Where will my place be? And there's this false sense of security. It's not even a real sense of security. It's a lie that we've been living in, and it is keeping us from what we really want in life. And I want everything because I have come to know that the dreams I have, the interests I have, the passions I have that I've always had, they haven't gone away. I be waiting. I'm 51. I be waiting for them motherfuckers to go away. Like, well, maybe that'll die down. That was just a phase. Oh, I was just young back then. That ain't nothing. Not. It's still here and it's still in me. And it's up to me to take away the barriers of, oh, I'm this age, I can't do that. Oh, I'm a mom, I can't do that. Oh, this amount of time has passed. I don't have this experience. I don't know those people. So there's no point in it. No, it doesn't matter. None of those things matter as long as it's still in you. Like this message is for people who know they have something. You know you got something. And even if you are still a high achiever, are you achieving based off of who you really are or based off of the mirror that you learned who your mother wanted you to be? Which one is it? Because high achieving based off of a limited perception of you, you ain't happy with that anyway. I want you to be high achieving based off of the authentic version of who you are. That's what's most important to me, right? And you get to decide what that achievement looks like. Nobody else gets to decide what that is, okay? So this takes commitment, it takes practice, and it takes an unconditional acceptance of who you are. And you know who that is. That's why you have to be reparenting. That's why there has to be gentleness. That's why there has to be joy. That's why there has to be care. All of these things have to be present in order for your little girl to feel safe enough to show herself in all of her authenticity, in all of her greatness. Okay? Even if our mothers didn't and still don't see it. It is what it is. So that's really what I want to talk to y'all about today. I love you dearly. Don't let anybody play in your face. Take the time out to discover this, to allow it. This is just about allowing because you know who you are. You know what you want because there's some stuff you ain't even been telling nobody about, but it's in you and it's time to let it out, even if she didn't see it. Okay. I'll see you all next week. Remember, sign up for the wait list for Resolve Evolve that starts December 7th. I can't wait to see you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.